Let's go to camera 3.
Okay, Sam. Alex, do your magic. You do it.
1, 2, 3, action.
Sam.
Oh, me?
Oh, Sam, this is Sam's conscience.
Today I want to talk about something very important. I want to talk about the importance of letting your voice be heard. And what I mean by that is we're in an election year, and obviously it's a very important year. There's a lot of things going on. You know, we've been shut down for quite a long time. We've got this pandemic, worldwide pandemic that's been hanging over us for the last 7-8 months. You know, we got a lot of people unemployed. Congress and them are fighting about everything and anything. And the people just seem, to be not only in limbo, but there seems to be a lot of uncertainty. So in order for us to kind of get through all this, it's very important that we as parents, especially, set that example and show our children the importance of letting our voices be heard. And the only way to do that is by going to the polls and voting. I personally, me and my kids have already taken care of that, thank goodness. And we're just hoping that more people go out and let their voices be heard. So as of right now, I mean, let me ask Greg, have you voted, Greg? And how important is that to you to vote and to set that example for your children as well?
I voted. I've talked to my kids about what I voted. Not, and I've even told them who I voted for and why. I think it's really important as a father, as a parent, that, I take that time. It's not just about placing a vote, but it's about us doing our own investigation. Does this person have the same values as us? Do you like their vision for the country? Do you like what they're doing? Do you like what they're saying? Right? And looking at different perspectives of media, because I hate to say this. Sometimes I feel like there's so many lies out there, and it's so important today that help my kids kind of step through that and do their own research, right? To be a brain, but then make that decision. Yes, I vote. I love voting.
Great.
I think it makes a difference.
Yeah, oh, definitely. That makes all the difference in the world, actually. So Alex, what would be your take on that, Alex, as far as, with the election just around the corner, how important it is that you vote and that you set that example for your children to make sure that their voices are being heard as well?
Well, first thing I want to point out is that I like the fact that we didn't mention who we voted for, because I don't want this to turn into some kind of like biased kind of video to say this is who we're voting for, this and that. I think who we're voting for in this video in this message is not important. It's about the importance of voting. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm going to take actually the opposite perspective of both y'all, because as I'm sitting here, y'all two voted and I haven't voted yet. Now, people in your position or people in the population that are out there trying to get me to vote, they're probably wondering, like, why don't you vote, or why haven't you vote? They might say stuff like, well, they're too lazy to get up and go out there. They might say stuff like, well, they don't care, or they're uneducated, or they don't know the importance of voting. Say it again.
My vote don't count.
My vote don't count.
My vote doesn't count, right?
Which okay,
so let me end up in the river.
So let me expound on that, because I think that's where I kind of fall in right now. My vote doesn't count. Now, why do I feel it doesn't count? Because when I look at the candidates, there are things that I feel that are not sure, and you kind of mentioned it before, not sure on either side. You know what I'm saying? Like if you don't have 100% confidence in this person and you don't have 100% confidence in this person, then to me, it's almost like, well, does my vote even count? Because I'm really not, it's kind of almost like I'm flipping a coin, right? And so what happens, the frame of mind that I go into is whatever happens in the world, I'm not going to get stressed out about. I'm going to take care of I'm going to take care of my nucleus, my house. I'm going to take care of my family. I'm going to do the things that I believe in, and so forth and so on. And so I think that's where I'm just throwing a little wrench in the talk that we're having, because y'all are out vote. And I'm kind of telling you, I haven't voted. And that's probably one of the reasons I haven't voted.
So my father used to tell me, right? He'd say, you need to just check yourself. And you choose based upon the candidate that you have there, who is the best person for the job, in my opinion. Because that's what my vote means, right? Is that I choose that this person is going to be the best at being the president of the United States, or senator, or congressman, or judge. And I go through that list and I choose these people. I might not be the most educated person. I might not understand tariffs and treaties and all that kind of stuff. But I listen to a person, I research them, I ask myself some simple questions: values, beliefs. Will they vote on my behalf, right? Because when they're in Congress, they need to cast votes based upon our opinion, the population, not theirs.
So,
and another thing too, guys, is that, when you think about, just politics in general, right? It's supposed to be, the government for the people, right? Would people argue that? Definitely, there's no doubt about it. Would people argue the fact that politicians take care of their own and not the people? No, people could argue that. My thing is this: I've never been a party person. No, never been Republican, never been Democrat, never been liberal, never been West wing, right wing, any wing. Not even chicken wing. I'm just not, I don't represent that way. I represent based on kind of like what Greg was saying. What candidate is going to kind of have the kind of same morals, beliefs, convictions, and views, and from my perspective. Because when I look at it, guys, I'm not voting for somebody who's like me or somebody who's going to do everything for me. I want somebody to do everything for everyone, for the whole. Not me, but for everyone. What's going to be beneficial for everyone? And that's how I've always voted. I've never been a straight ticket guy. When I go in to vote, I probably stay in that box for about, good 10, 15 minutes. Or probably sitting there, tapping their fingers like, God dang, guy, come on, let's just vote. But I take my time because I do my research. I do want to vote for people because believe me, there's never been a candidate ever in the history of politics that has had a ticket or a platform that anyone totally agrees with. Just it's not possible. So my thing is this: you vote for what you feel is the best for everyone. And that's how I voted, But then again, at the same time, we have to understand that we have to show that to our children, because that vote, which only comes every 4 years, and then sometimes, city elections and what have you, every two years, is extremely important, because we need to put people up there who are going to be our voice. And if there's changes that need to be done and we don't vote, then that means it's never going to change. So if you want change, go vote.
So sometimes people get caught up in the big pictures, Alex, right? Spend 10 minutes each candidate and you look at them, and you can go online and you can see the ballot even before you get to there. And you watch some of their videos. I mean, I didn't have that when I was 18. I remember going into the poll thinking, who the hell is this joker? Right?
mm-hmm.
Today, all this information's here. We can see what people had to say, and interviews and presses and things like that.
And actually, that's what's making it harder for me, because
10 minutes.
Because I'm watching
window 10 minutes per choice, right?
But I'm watching these 10-minute clips, and the one that you would think I'm not going to vote for, he's the one that I'm actually thinking about voting. Now, let me add this before we get off, because we're about to end. Yeah. My wife's big on voting. My kids are big on voting. They keep telling me, like, have you voted? Have you voted? They're all voting on one candidate, and they think that I'm going to vote the opposite candidate that they're thinking about. And I'm kind of on the fence.
House divided.
So exactly. I'll be honest with you, Alex. There's been times that I have not told my kids or my spouse or anybody in the world what I voted for. That's for me to know. That's a very personal thing.
Because this is the challenge, and Sam kind of said it. Sam kind of said it in a different way, and Sam said, "I'm not going to vote for somebody who's for me. I'm going to vote for somebody who's for everyone." Now, what happens? The way I see it is, one candidate I feel is for everyone, but the other candidate is for me. So then who do you vote for? I mean, who do you really vote for?
That's the question. So I hate to be
That's
the
the,
bad
that's the
guy,
million
but
dollar
Robert
question, and
Johnson-
that's why you have to answer it yourself by looking at videos, doing your research, and then going to the polls and pulling a lever or pressing a
Yep.
button, one or the other.
So
And,
go vote.
that's how it's going to be taken care of. Okay, so
Go
real quick,
vote.
guys, we're going to go ahead and close out. Matter of fact, that was our subject for today: the importance of voting and setting that example for your children. The importance of that, because it's a constitutional given right, and we really need to take advantage of that each and every time that the polls are open. And then also, guys, just I just wish people were a little bit more, had the ability to agree to disagree. I mean, you look at everything that's going on. People just slur and slander and say nasty things and call each other and point fingers. Guys, that's enough of that. Act like adults.
Like
Well,
we're losing our freedom of speech in front of our eyes.
Well, I'll tell you what, after the election, we're going to find that out.
Yeah.
And I think the reality is some people, to me, it just comes down to, we're and since we're father time, I mean, it applies to mothers and children and everybody, but there's your good fathers and then there's the negative fathers. And I don't know if that's the best way to put it, but that's the way I put it.
All right. Go vote. Go vote. Go vote. Thank
And
you,
peace
guys.
out, man. From Father Time, go vote.
Enjoy. Vote. Vote. Vote.
It is our duty to set the precedent and to show our kids and our children the importance of letting our voice be heard. So please go vote.